here with Sbfw TV, and we just wrapped up Fall Winter 2015, and I just grabbed off the runway Preston, the fashion king himself. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
So tell me about how you feel. This is the third year, the seventh season. How do you think it went?
I think it went well. It was a little bit crazy because backstage, some of the designers, they were watching themselves on the monitor as the collections went down, and some of them started crying. So I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, so it's been going pretty good. But that to me was to know that they feel like that from the show that we put on, and that was pretty good.
Isn't it like a dream come true, just seeing the fact that you can give all these people the opportunity to show their collection that they wouldn't otherwise have without you? That must be a great feeling. What made you want to do that for people?
I used to be a designer. I still design. I actually make the clothes for the host every season. But I worked as a sample maker, but I always did the show. But before that, I was a designer, and it was not, I don't know, it was just hard. Back in my day, if you didn't have the money to put on a production, you were either showing at a nightclub or showing like at a college or, somewhere where if it wasn't like Mercedes-Benz or a big production, you kind of just had to work your way through it. So I created it to give opportunities to people who otherwise wouldn't have a show that looks like this, and otherwise wouldn't be able to bring the press and the buyers and people to come see their work. So now a lot of buyers and stuff come, and it's grown and blown up to something, and it's still surreal to me, because to me I'm like running around all the time. But I think tonight it's like, especially with the dramatic music in the background. But yeah, it's crazy at this point for me. I think I'm just now getting after like 7 seasons and 20 fashion shows.
So what is the first thing that you do when you're getting ready for Small Boutique Fashion Week? Like, the show's coming up in a few months. Like, what do you do?
Well, we cast year around, so I never stop casting. I've never stopped working. Like, this is my basic 9 to 5. And so that's what we do. We cast, and then it's like an extensive process to get your work, seen. And then once you try out, we send your stuff to the buyers and see what the committee thinks. And then once you're accepted, it's a long process. But we have our model auditions like 2 or 3 months before the show, and everything is done pretty early. So by the time I get to the show, it's a smooth run.
What do you look for in the models during the casting? I noticed a lot of the girls had a very fierce walk. Is that something that you would say is a must for someone who wants to walk in the show?
Yeah, definitely tall, definitely good walkers. We don't just throw people on the runway because they're tall and pretty. Like, they have to know how to walk. They have to, I look for talent, whether it's anybody, designers, press, whether you're, the established people, of course they're gonna come, but if you're established, if you're not established but you have talent, like, of course you can come to Sbfw. This is the place for that. So that's what I look for. The best talent, no matter if you're big already, not big already, that's what I look for. I'm sorry, it's been 3 shows. I can't talk right now, but
it's okay. One last question. For someone who is thinking about putting on their own fashion show, whether it be a designer or someone who used to be a designer that wants to give other designers that same platform, what advice would you give to them?
The advice that I would give, especially to designers throwing shows, separate the show from being a designer. Because I think a lot of people just throw shows like, oh, I'm going to have people here, I'm going to just, but it's an experience when people come, like all the interviews, all of the press, all of the important people that come, and you don't want to just throw a show for fun and just have your friends there. Because shows are meant to bring revenue to you, your brand, bring notoriety to the people who participate, and also respect who's participating in your show. Make sure you have food, make sure you have water, make sure you send out emails, make sure the information is all together, and so on and so forth. So just treat the show as a separate thing from putting on the collection. And if you can try to get people who are experienced in throwing shows, always put yourself in the other shoes of the person who's going to attend instead of just thinking people are going to show up because it's you.
Very well said. And congratulations on your 3rd year and 7th season, Fall Winter 2015. And thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to come and talk to you and talk to all the amazing people who were here. I'm looking forward to the next season. Thank you so much.